It's deep dive time here on SportsBit, and with the Major League Baseball season beginning in earnest this week, it's time to bring in one of my favorite guests from last year. We had Rob Veno on this show a year ago at this time, and Rob gave us bullpens to look at that were good and bad, lineups to look at that were good and bad, teams we want to bet over, teams we want to bet under. And the information he gave us was so good that I remembered it a year later and decided to have him on the show one more time. Rob Veno, welcome to SportsBit.
Good afternoon, Teddy. How are you, buddy?
I'm a little bit under the weather, but I can handle it for at least the purposes of this two-part interview. Of course, part one today, part two tomorrow on this deep dive. And let's get it right off the bat, Rob. Where do folks get a hold of you? What makes you an expert on MLB baseball?
Well, the place to get a hold of me, obviously, same as it's been for a lot of years, sportsmemo.com. You can get all the work and selections that I release right there at sportsmemo.com. You can also visit Rob Veno's Sports, a hugely statistical-based site that I've opened up. So both of those places, sportsmemo.com and also robvenosports.com.
And Rob, I know that you were doing this full-time when I first moved to Las Vegas in 1998. You've been doing betting on sports as a serious professional for more than 2 decades. And you and I have a very similar concept when it comes to baseball. All right, we both think the starting pitchers are generally priced correctly. So where do you find the value? Where do you find the weakness in the baseball lines? And there's 2 areas that I've been able to find weakness. 1, good and bad bullpens. 2, good and bad lineups. Part 1, today we're going to talk bullpens, and let's start with a bullpen that you have highlighted as one of the best in baseball, maybe the best in MLB, that bullpen being that of the Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, and I'll preface the whole thing, Teddy, by saying that when I look at bullpens nowadays, I have to find a minimum of 4 dependable arms. The way the game is played nowadays, I use pitch counts more than innings, so we want 4 arms. 5 makes you a great bullpen, in my opinion. And we're going to start with Baltimore. Obviously, the closer, Zach Britton, one of the best in the game. He's been durable. Certainly a huge strikeout guy, not much in the way of walks. The setup man this year is going to be Brad Brock. Again, another power arm. Certainly has put together great statistical seasons. The last 3, he's going to take the place of Darren O'Day, who will shift into the 7th inning. Boy, that makes Baltimore a 6-inning team right there because they can lock down 7, 8, and 9. But you can add to their strong bullpen, Teddy. Michael Givens is an up-and-comer, 26 years old, was in the World Baseball Classic this year, 96 Ks in 74 2/3 last year. So 4 dependable power arms. The addition of Donnie Hart, a newcomer to this pen from the left-hand side, should help. And also Tyler Wilson, kind of a swingman type. He should see some spot starts. But to me, that makes Baltimore, with all those dependable power arms, the best bullpen in Major League Baseball, at least for betting purposes. They can lock down the late innings.
And that's so key, obviously, not blowing games late. And, of course, when you're talking about totals, a bullpen that gets outs makes a huge difference compared to a bullpen that does not. Another bullpen you wanted to highlight, that of the Cleveland Indians, another serious World Series contender. They went to the World Series last year, and Rob, you like this team a lot, both offensively and particularly here when it comes to their bullpen.
Yeah, and again, they can go toe-to-toe with Baltimore, Teddy, at the back end of the rotation, what I like to call the back third of the game, 7, 8, and 9. If you just work from the 9th inning backwards, Cody Allen, hard-throwing, flame-throwing, strikeout guy as their closer, certainly proven now to be an elite closer. 8th inning setup, Andrew Miller. You don't get any better than that. I don't have to describe what Andrew Miller's worth is to a team in the 8th inning. 7th inning, Brian Shaw. Again, power arm, strikeout, ground ball oriented. Really solid 7, 8, and 9 for Cleveland. Dan Otero came back with the best season of his career last year. 1.53 ERA, 0.91 whip in 62 appearances, through 70 in 2/3 innings. And I think the fact that he only has to be the 4th best in this mix really helps Otero. That's solid. And then Zach McAllister is going to be kind of a combination, Teddy. Long relief, maybe some 7th inning. He's got some starters experience in him. Good ground ball guy. So there's 5 arms right there. And they've picked up Boone Logan, situational lefty. He'll only have to come in and get lefties out. I think that makes for, a top-notch bullpen right there for the Cleveland Indians.
We've got about 1 minute left here on today's show with Rob Veno. Of course, you can see part 2 of our deep dive tomorrow, talking about lineups that you want to be paying attention to in MLB baseball. But there's 2 teams I want to cover in this last minute, Rob. And let's start with a team that most people don't seem to like, the Miami Marlins. You think their bullpen might be a pleasant surprise.
I think it could be, Teddy. A.J. Ramos, nice closer, not exactly one of the top 3, 4 elite, but certainly he's up there. Brad Ziegler comes over to provide setup help. His arm just seems to be a rubber band. Kyle Barraclough, a guy who is a huge strikeout to innings pitch guy in the 7th inning. David Phelps, Yankee fans will remember him, another power arm. And they picked up Junichi Tozawa from Boston to fill in. These 5 guys put together, Teddy, I think can really surprise and help that starting staff, which tragically lost Jose Fernandez last September.
And real quick, Rob, before we let you go for today, the number 1 bad bullpen in baseball, in your mind's coming in?
It's got to be the Atlanta Braves. Any team that uses Jim Johnson as their closer is the worst bullpen in my mind. I don't even have to look deeper than that, Teddy. No deep dive necessary for the Atlanta Braves. But in all seriousness, you just can't find anybody. You can't find 2 good arms in that bullpen. Maybe 1, but that's a bullpen that'll give up some runs, no doubt about it.
Rob Veno from Rob Veno Sports and sportsmemo.com. Thank you so much for joining us. Check out part 2 of our deep dive tomorrow.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to SBRpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.